Hi everybody, I'm Kim O'Rourke. I'm the recycling coordinator for the city of Middletown, and welcome to Recreation Recycles. This is a once a month video where we work with the Middletown Recreation Department and we talk about recycling and waste reduction, and we might do a project or a craft. And today we're going to be talking about composting. Now, composting is a great project to start in the spring. What is composting? I'm here by my compost bin here. So composting is the controlled decomposition of organic material, and it gets turned into a dark, crumbly soil amendment that you can use in your garden. So we're going to talk about how to compost, how to get started, just a brief introduction, and I'll tell you how to get more information if you're interested. I guess first let's talk about the reasons to compost. I started composting over 30 years ago, and I started because I was concerned about the amount of trash that we generate. I am a recycling coordinator, and it is a top priority for me to reduce my trash as much as possible and recycle as much as possible and compost as much as possible. But there's other reasons to compost as well. A lot of gardeners compost because you make that really healthy soil amendment that you can use in your gardens, and it can help your plants grow. And other reasons to compost, it can save you money. You can actually reduce what you're throwing away, and you can reduce the size of your trash can and save some money that way. So let's get composting. The first thing to do is to think about the location of your compost bin. So you probably, this one is in the back corner lot of this yard. I know for me, I want my bin in an accessible area, a place where I can walk out of my house and I can put my food scraps in it easily. And then you want to think about the type of compost bin to have outside. Now, this is a typical commercial. It's a bin that they sell. We sell them through the city of Middletown, and we actually are having a sale coming up in April. Now, you can also make a bin. You can get some used pallets and put a bin together by using them, and that doesn't cost any money. You can also get chicken wire, which is really best for just like yard debris, leaves, that kind of material. You can put food waste in there as well, although it's not quite as well contained as in a bin like this. So we're actually in the process of building a home compost bin garden, and that's going to be down on River Road next to Reboot Eco, where people can come and see these bins, and we're hoping to have that up by the late spring 2022. And then you want to think about the type of bin that you're going to have inside. What do you want in your kitchen? And there's all kinds of examples of what you could use in there to collect your food scraps. You're going to want something, again, you want it accessible and easy to use. The city offers these types of bins for food waste collection through our food waste program. We have bigger ones as well. I actually used a container similar to that size when I had a house full of kids running around and generated a lot of food scraps. Or they have really nice ones made out of ceramic or stainless steel that can be a little more attractive on your countertop. So outdoor container, indoor container. Now let's talk about the actual process of composting. There's certain elements that you're going to want to think about when you start your compost pile. When you start your bin, I would suggest putting like a layer of branches or twigs on the bottom, and that helps the air circulate up through it. But then you're going to want a lot of leaves, maybe sawdust, maybe some shredded paper. So all those materials have carbon, and you're going to need a lot of carbon in your compost bin. And then you also need nitrogen, and that helps the process move faster, and that's where the food scraps come in. The ratio, there's a whole complex science to the ratio, which is about 30 carbon to 1 nitrogen. It breaks down in volume to about 3 buckets of carbon to 1 bucket of nitrogen. So you need carbon, you need nitrogen, you need air, oxygen. So that's where our tools come in. So you can use a pitchfork to mix the material, and that just kind of stick it in and mix it up, and that circulates air through it. You can also use an aerator, and that's what this is. You don't need one of these, and I'll tell you, I never had one of these until recently. I kind of bought it on a whim, and I have to say it's kind of fun, but it's not necessary. But with this, you stick it down, and then you twist it and pull it up, and that gets air down into your pile of leaves and organic material to help circulate the oxygen through. And then the last thing you want is moisture. It should be the consistency of a wrung out sponge. So when you're placing your compost bin, you should place it in an area where you have a hose nearby or you have access to water so it doesn't get too dry. The great thing with composting is the end, besides it's kind of fun to do, you end up with a dark crumbly product which can be used as a soil amendment. And we used a fair amount of compost in our garden at City Hall. So the back of City Hall facing the river, there's a small garden area there, and there is a bunch of compost mixed in with our soil, and it really helped our plants grow this last season. So that's like a quickie version on how to compost. It is really simple, but if you want to learn more, we are doing a composting workshop at Russell Library on April 5th at 6 o'clock. And I would suggest you join us then. It's a virtual event, and we can get more into the details of what it's all about. We're also going to be doing our spring sale of compost bins, and that's going to be through March and April. The pickup date is going to be April 24th in Middletown, and another pickup in Old Saybrook on that same day, April 24th, if you're interested in a bin like this. And then the last thing I want to mention is we're also having a video and poster contest for kids on composting for for composting for climate change, for our climate. Oh my goodness, I can't get it right. But that is a contest that we're running through the spring, and the winners, the poster contest, the winners will be made into bus signs, and they'll run on the MAP buses, and the videos will be posted on the city website and on our social media. So more information on that is I'll include in the link below, and we have on our city website as well. So I hope this inspired you to start composting. It really does make a difference. It helps reduce our waste, which I'm all about, and we really need to do because waste is going to be getting more and more expensive and harmful to our environment. So take a minute, think about it. If you have questions, please contact me. I'm at 860-638-4855, or you can email me at the email on the screen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink, and compost your waste. We'll see you next month.